dedication to excellence in academics and the arts, her commitment to success in any endeavor, and her desire to be in service to others are attributes that set her apart. Campbell has a 4.3 weighted GPA and has received numerous accolades in the arts, including most recently the prestigious First Chair Alto won in the 2026 All-State Choir. Wow. That's awesome. Did you get that from your dad? Can you sing that? In addition to her academic and artistic achievements, Campbell also dedicates her afternoons to caring for a peer with special needs. Campbell Kelly exemplifies the qualities of an exceptional student and is an excellent choice for TCS Student of the Month. Campbell's humble approach to pursuing her interest is admirable and has resulted in much success. As her principal, I have the opportunity to watch her pursue and achieve the goals she sets for herself each day, and it is impressive, with an exclamation point, by the way, she put on there. Campbell is well respected among her peers and her teachers, mainly because of her commitment of being the best she can be in all things. With each theater production, she commits to excellence in acting, whether she has the lead role or works backstage. In each concert, her alto voice can be heard over others as strong, consistent, and beautiful. In the academic arena, everyone knows Campbell as a student who settles for nothing less than excellence. Perhaps the most significant of Campbell's accomplishments, however, is the daily walk she takes alongside a peer with special needs as they leave campus to spend part of each afternoon together as she cares for him. That's awesome. Academically, Campbell is in the top 5% of her class and has consistently chosen our most rigorous course options for her academic foundation. She continues to excel in every class, with courses ranging from advanced and college preparatory classes to a variety of music and theater classes. This strong combination enables Campbell to arrive at her university of choice with a comprehensive academic foundation deeply enriched by the fine arts. Campbell is a tremendous asset to Mumford High School and will be a tremendous asset to her university of choice. Without reservation, I recommend Campbell Kelly for Student of the Month honors. Please give me a call or email if I can give you any. So there's more. she couldn't fit it all on here. That is awesome. Congratulations. We're very proud of you. Good job. Thank y'all.
You have any college, you know where you might go?
Maybe San Diego or Richmond.
Okay.
So we'll see. It's still in the air.
Nice. Mom and Dad, is that a surprise?
I looked at y'all first.
No, okay.
Complete with open hands.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome.
It's not Tennessee.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so now we have come to the next section, which is our Teacher of the Month. And we have two, actually. One of them was not able to be with us this evening. She is caring for a sick member of the family, and so was not able to be with us, but we're going to include her. So if Mr. Josh Gardner and Dr. Fee, if you would make your way back up here again. We'll go ahead and give you these simply because I will forget. Okay, thank you. That's what happens when you get old, man. Just get ready. You're going to look forward to it. Mr. Josh Gardner and Miss Helene Rasmussen are most deserving of American's Fidelity Teacher of the Month honors. These exceptional teachers are recommended as co-teachers of the month because of the work they've done together to enable our students to achieve the highest ACT average yet for Mumford High School juniors, a 21 composite. Their shared commitments to teaching students, tracking their progress, and delivering high-quality instruction contribute to their place among the best in their fields. Because of the work Mr. Gardner and Ms. Rasmussen have done in years past, and in particular this year, MHS juniors received a 21 average composite, which is higher than the national average of 19.4 and the state's average of 18, most recently reported by ACT. Additionally, 19 students scored a 30-plus composite score. Wow. With 3 students scoring with one of those, is that the alto over there? Okay. With 3 students scoring a 34, also a new record for Mumford High School. Mr. Gardner and Ms. Rasmussen accomplished this by creating a culture of high achievement, continual growth, and no excuses. That's a good one. Mr. Gardner and Ms. Rasmussen began working with students in their sophomore year to send the message that students are expected to perform at their best on the actual test. Through individual and group conversations, hosting the practice ACT for sophomores on the same day as the juniors take it, and goal setting based on the practice test results. An emphasis on ACT prep comes into focus long before students even step foot in the class. As students begin their junior year under Mr. Gardner and Ms. Rasmussen, continual growth becomes the focus, regardless of whether a student is projected a score of 14 or a 30. Mr. Gardner and Ms. Rasmussen communicate the key is growth. We heard that before, board? Okay. Grades are based on how a student commits to his or her growth. At any time, students are aware of their projections and they're aware of what they need to achieve in order to exceed those projections. They constantly track their progress and work on assignments they're missing, their areas of weakness, assignments designed to enrich. The system that Mr. Gardner and Ms. Rasmussen have created is exceptional and in turn yields exceptional results. Mr. Josh Gardner and Ms. Helene Rasmussen are extremely strong teachers and are outstanding representatives of our school and our district. On behalf of our administrative team, I highly recommend Mr. Gardner and Ms. Rasmussen as American Fidelity's Co-Teachers of the Month. Congratulations. Thank you. And Doc, you're going to send us a picture, right?
I am.
Thank you so much, so much. I could ask you to stand up here and tell us, how important TCAP is as it relates to ACT, but I'm not going to do that because I'd get too excited if you had to do that because you know how I feel about that. All right, awesome. So we have one more that I would like to share with you. Ms. Loretta Eubanks, will you come up here for a second, please? Right here to my left, young lady. Okay, thank you. So, during the annual Nashville Convention, TSBA recognizes 5 to 7 outstanding school board members as new inductees to the All Tennessee School Board. Members of this prestigious board are selected by a panel of judges from nominations made by superintendents, school board members, district directors, or TSBA staff. Board members must have achieved a level 4 boardsmanship to be considered for the award. At this past year's event, our very own Miss Loretta Eubanks was recognized as one of the new inductees into the All Tennessee School Board. Congrats, Miss Loretta, and thank you for your dedication to our kids and this team.
All right.
Sean, you want to get up here so we can take a picture with your mother? Is that okay? You don't get up here and take a picture? Sorry, Sean, to call you out, but she asked that specifically to happen.
You getting the picture? You getting
But
it?
I do kind of want to say something, Shaw's probably like, great, Mom. I'm very honored with this award, receiving this award, but also, it's not a one-person job. This is a board. So I want to accept this on behalf of our entire board, because this is not a I, it's a we.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You deserve it, thank you.
Oh.
Say I'm the best.
Thanks for
Mr. Gill, did you want to say anything about the outstanding aviation from?
I have nothing nice to say about it.
I believe he's been on at your airport, hasn't he? That's awesome. All right, cool.
That's it.
Was that it?
I think that was out.
Boom, I made it.
For
That's
right
what I'm
now.
talking about. All right. Thank you all very much.
Yep.
You do not have to stay for the budget presentation unless you just
You're
want.
more welcome to stay, but thank y'all for coming. Appreciate y'all.
Y'all got it.
Congratulations.
Thank y'all.
Dr. Penny, thank
Thanks,
you.
y'all.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
See y'all.
Yeah, he's gonna go get him some food.
He's hungry.
Y'all said I have a house.
That's a great kickoff. Good way. Good.
7?
Yeah. You killed it.
That's better than I would have given.
I did send the pictures to Dr.
Oh,
Board, we'll just continue our meeting here tonight with the consent agenda. Does anybody have anything to pull out of there before we vote on that? Yeah, I'd like to pull out for right now the high school registration handbook, cause, and I'll go ahead and deal with that before we vote on it, but, what I was wondering, I kept thinking about it is, we passed that resolution last year on evolution, and when you look through that handbook, it talks about, it's got all the classes and as far as biology and all that, and it does talk about evolution. I thought it might be a good spot to put that resolution in there, as the parents see that book, they're able to see that, hey, the resolution that we passed as a board, that kind of contradicts the teachings of the state, but yet also shows where we're at as a board. So I was just wanted to know, from you guys approval or, for a vote or whatever to put up, if we could put the resolution in that, that handbook. Doc, do you see anything wrong with that, or?
No, I think it's a good
Would that be
idea.
a good spot to put it in if we were to do that?
I mean, that's where all the courses, everything are gonna be listed, so I think it'd be a good place to put it, and I can, I'm more than happy to get with the team, with Yolanda and the rest of the team, and we can find out a place that'd be a good spot for that, probably. Yeah.
Board, I would like to make a motion to put the resolution in there, in the handbook, for the registration handbook. I guess second by Mr. Gray. Any discussion there? Any reservations? Okay, if not, then all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passed. So with that, so then the rest of the consent agenda, if nobody has anything else, then do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda as it is?
Make
Motion by Mr. McCann, second by Ms. Eubanks. Any discussion on that? If not, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? And that motion passes well. Thank you. Mr. McCann, policy committee update?
All right, policy committee met at 5 in the annex, and Dr. Combs was in place of, Dr. Byrd. Dr. Byrd didn't have any, we reviewed the second half of section 5, but nobody submitted anything, and there's no changes to take place there. We do have a second reading for the 3 policies from last month, and then, so I guess we'll take a motion on that.
Yeah, so board, we'll do a motion on, section 5, policy 5.500 through policy 5.803. Take a motion to approve that section of the policy. Motion by Mr. Lavelle. We have a second on that. Second by Mr. Jenkins. Any discussion on that? That policy section? If not, then all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Do we have a motion to approve the second readings of policy 1.901, which is the charter school applications, policy 2.804, which is expenses and reimbursements, and policy 5.402, which is the hepatitis B, the HPV policy. So those are 3 policies on their second readings, and we'll just do those as one unless someone requires it elsewhere. Do we have a motion to approve that policy? Motion by Mr. Edwards, second by Mr. Jenkins. Any discussion on that? If not, then all in favor say aye. Any opposed? That motion passes well. Mr. McCann, you had something else?
Yep. So we also had these resolutions, and they've been in our folder, and these were some that, Dr. Combs had pulled out for us to look at, and, this resolution, it's just something we wanna put our name on for, saying we support it. So we've kind of gone through these, and I'll just read the titles. Let's see, the first one, resolution requesting the ability to establish a capital projects trust for Tennessee school districts. I think that's a big thing. Resolution requesting the eligibility of all Tennessee public school system employees for the Tennessee Public Higher Education Fee Discount Program. That's something that's currently available for teachers, but this would give anybody working in the school system the same ability to get that discount. A resolution requesting funding for special education preschool students and the TISA formula. Right now that's a unfunded mandate, so I like that one. A resolution requesting the General Assembly to criminalize the use of drones to record images or video of school property or students without permission. Obviously, I don't think we want somebody recording something if we don't know what's going on. A resolution requesting the General Assembly to clarify Public Chapter 244 regarding student searches on school property. Dr. Combs just kind of mentioned that was a law that was changed, and it was just cleaning some stuff up, and
Right.
it'll be addressed. Let's see, resolution requesting the General Assembly to clarify parental notification requirements under Public Chapter 215. And then a resolution requesting funding for adequate school nurse staffing levels. So, policy committee reviewed all these, we recommend them, to the board.
Do you have anything to add on any of
I
those?
mean, only if you have questions about it. I mean, a lot of them are basically, I think they're kind of in the chamber already to kind of clean up some stuff. A lot of them are cleaning up what was already there, like, like the one that, like the drone one, right? Well, it's just basically saying without, folks can do that sort of thing, but they need to have the district or school permission before they do it. It's not a licensure thing or anything like that. And then, the unfunded mandate parts, they want us to have a certain nursing to student ratio, but they aren't funding it. So like, we fund that. So it'd be nice to have a little help with that, right? And then some of the other stuff's like the search and everything, that's just to try to clean that up a little bit. They put it out there and it's really hairy. Like it doesn't, they need to clean that up. They've already talked about doing it, and I think that's gonna be beneficial. So it's just us saying that we support those things, cause I think that's what, 7 or 8 out of 100 of them that they introduced, so I think those are all strong, in my opinion.
Is this same PSBA ones too?
Yeah, it's same
Yeah,
exact one.
same
It's
ones.
just
So the
actually-
one on the drone though, we shot down because it was too restrictive. She was just one, the lady, I don't know if you remember that argument, they were wanting to completely do away with them. But you're just saying this is more or less just register and you guys can.
Yeah, this is just supporting the fact that we think it should be, that it should go back to if the school or the district say, yeah, it's okay, we allow it, cool. But that's what this resolution says. It doesn't go into the detail that what some of that
It
other
was
stuff
like
is.
an all-inclusive. We
Yeah.
shot it down, I remember that.
No, because that'd take away too many things. Like, for example, I was telling them like, Linkus did drone footage. We are getting, video and still do of the new school. Like, Phil does of some of our other schools and stuff. Well, it's not that. As long as they have our permission to do that, we're cool with it. Yeah, that's what this says. Yeah.
If not, so we'll handle them as a group unless someone wants to pull something out separately. If not, we'll just handle it as a group as a motion. So do I have a motion to approve those resolutions? Motion by Ms. Eubanks, I got a second by Mr. Jenkins. Any other further discussion on those? If not, then, all in favor of these resolutions, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that motion carries. Thank
And
you.
then also got, next month we'll be reviewing section 6.1 through section 6.319, first half of section 3, or section 6. So any questions or anything you want to pull out, just send to Dr. Bird and we'll look at it.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. McCann. Thank you, Mr. Lavelle. Next up, we will turn it over to Dr. Combs. I think we've already handled the resolutions and issues brief.
Yes,
Unless
sir.
there's anything else on the issues, but, attorney contract approval?
Okay, so, I sent y'all a copy of that in your email, so a couple days ago, so you can see that. I worked with, Chris McCarty on that, and really the only thing that we adjusted, I was telling, Richard about that earlier, was the travel. They changed it, and you can see down here, we'll have the footnote at the bottom. Travel is typically billed using the same rate structure, but here though, given the distance, like if he's coming from his Knoxville office, remember he's got a Knoxville, Nashville, and Memphis, but if he's coming from that office, they're gonna cap it at 6 hours, and so it's like, we're not gonna get charged for that travel the whole time. He said he wasn't gonna do that, but I asked him if he'd go ahead and just put that in writing for us, so.
Good.
Yeah, but it's very good. Ben has seen it. I showed it to Ben too, and Ben said, yeah, it looks good. We've reviewed it. We think it's a good, simple, straightforward contract. And, it's pretty much just what he talked about whenever we did the interview with him the other night. So, my recommendation would be that y'all allow me to move forward to sign it, and let's go with it. Actually, he's given us some, I guess, what do you call that, if it's free? Pro bono advice already on a couple of things we've asked him for, so, yeah.
You'll bill us for it later.
Yeah.
He's keeping it.
Hang on, yeah, that's right. But anyway, yeah, that would be my recommendation.
Board, do we have a motion to approve that contract for our attorney, our new attorney? Motion by Mr. McCann, second by Mr. Jenkins. You got beat out, Mr. Lewis.
questions.
Yeah, I know, he's quick tonight, he's ready to go. Ready. Do we have, any discussion on that, any questions regarding the contract? If not, then all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed to that? That motion carries, thank you, Dr. Combs, appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for that work on that. Mr. Fields, we'll turn it over to you for an operations report.
Good afternoon.
Good.
So I actually put something in your packets today. I asked each of my supervisors to give me a couple bullets of what's going on in their department, so you can kind of follow me along. I'm not gonna go over each bullet, but if you have any questions, of course you can ask. Sherry Yarborough with coordinating school health. We're doing as much as we can to support kids with, mental health issues, depression, grief and loss. So one thing we did is Sherry sent 7 principals to what they call a leadership for well-being cohort in Mason, Ohio. And those principals came back and gave us information and what they experienced. They came back with strategies to help kids, and some of those principals are already implementing some of the strategies that they got from there. We also sent 18 counselors and social workers. They completed a full-day training called Peer Support Groups for Children Navigating Grief and Loss. So that's already being implemented. We also lean on Tipton Prevents. They help us with a lot of grants. It's very expensive to send these principals on trips. I'm sure you know that. So we really thank them. Hearing and vision screenings for grades K, 2, and 4 are complete at the elementary schools, all except for Covenant Elementary. With Miss Young in school-age childcare, current enrollment stands at 267. CES, SACC will resume operations in the summer of 2026. Glad to have them back. We have a partnership with Mumford High School National Honor Society. They're providing tutoring and homework support for students at Atoka, Mumford Elementary, and Drummond Elementary. Transportation, we have 5 new special ed buses are scheduled to be here this month. We have 2 new drivers that's been hired, 1 additional that's in training. We're gonna replace our diesel dispenser that's failed. That should be completed at the end of the month. Hope Mr. Blake don't ask me any questions about that. I think that's in your field.
We'll let it go.
People services.
We'll talk later.
People service, this is Mr. McLean. We've had 24 new students since Christmas at Covington Elementary, and 15 since Christmas at Covington Middle. But actually, we've had 50 new students at Covington Middle since Labor Day, since the 2nd semester. So we're very, very proud of that, and that's going to increase. Alternative School and Teen Learning Center, the enrollment currently is 99 students. We've had 3 threat assessments since winter break, and 1 was deemed credible. And you can see on there what school that was. Our GAP program, 38 graduates so far, and we have 41 enrolled. We've completed 7 DHA meetings first semester, and we've had 1 this semester. With athletics, Bolton High School will be hosting the district tournament in basketball for Covington High School and Brighton High School. Arlington will be hosting Mumford High School's tournament. All our middle school play has been concluded. With nutrition, Ms. Sabrina, the cafeteria staff, they're having a good time with our new equipment and AI and state of the art over there at the new schools. From November to January, we served 118,000 breakfast meals, 214,000 lunches, and 15,000 after-school meals. She also included some of the challenges. You know, it's the same rise in food costs, but the big thing now is we have a cafeteria debt of over $85,000. And I guess the question would be, how does that happen? The principals would have to answer that question for their individual schools, but I have a theory. You know, I don't think that they prioritize that until it's too late. And we're not gonna let a child go through the line and not eat. That's not gonna happen. So we got to do a better job of lifting it to the parents. Dr. Combs spoke about it at the principals meeting, and I think they're already coming up with a plan. He was pretty adamant about getting it cleared up. So, but I know no one around this table has any kids that has a debt, but.
Mine goes to the lawnmower.
You and me and Matt need to talk, right? I've seen the list.
That's my report, unless y'all have any questions.
Mr. Gill's got a question.
I'm just curious on the
All right.
debt, is this an expectation to be reimbursed by the families, or is
I
this?
think it's the families not being aware that their student has a balance.
Okay.
Well, yes, I would say it is.
Why do you say that?
Parents do not know.
I don't know that we have a balance here.
I will say
Hey.
that
Go ahead.
parents will not figure out kids have a debt until 2 months before they graduate.
Right, till they can.
Well, because they get
Oh,
something
he wouldn't have
and
to
they
worry
leave it
about
to
graduating.
backpack. I mean, we're not going through backpacks like we're in
That's a
kindergarten
question.
anymore.
I think they
You know, maybe I'll
get
go look through a backpack.
their
when I
debt
get
from
home.
like the previous, I know it comes to high school, I think we get our debt from our previous year, like the second day, and I think that's going by like the third, so.
Well, can I ask a
Yeah.
follow-up to that?
And there's been a lot of confusion. You know, the last couple of years, kids have eaten free.
Yeah,
Then some of the schools have eaten free, and then only a couple, you know, so.
Right, that was, and he's probably fixing to ask the same thing, or add to it, but that's where I was leading to. Is there access for those that are used to that system, but may not be able to afford it yet? Can we retro them into the lunch program, if that makes sense? Do the families know this, cause we've been doing, and that's the only reason I'm looking at this, I'm seeing all the debt, but for the last, years or so, we've been,
No, the families were notified
Okay.
before this began. I mean, we notified them last summer that that was gonna be changing. But, and this is what I thought you were gonna say, because I'm with you. And I'm gonna ask this, because you two brought it up, and while you're standing up there and Billy's standing behind me with his calculating fingers on there right there. Is there a way to make Skyward or another entity where a parent can log in? I know we've talked about this before, where a parent can log in, because I know you can pay now like that, but can you alert? Can a parent log in and see, or what can we do so a parent can log in and see if there is a debt owed? So they can look in there and go, okay, my kid has, I'll just make up a number, $31 in debt, and they can see that and know what's up there. Can they log in and see something like that?
What we use for the lunch, I log in all the time and check my kids' account.
And so for pay Pams, you can look on and you can see how much they owe.
Yes.
Can my mama shut my account off? That's a real question. Can my mama shut my account off?
I don't
No.
know.
No, I can still go get as much food
You
as I
can
want.
get the
One meal.
basic lunch, if you have a negative balance, don't ask me how I know.
Yeah.
You can get the basic lunch if you have a negative balance, but they cannot get extras.
Yeah, can't get a la carte.
A la carte, yes, so my kid, I just, give Miss Virginia a check here, right off my balance.
So,
And she'll go and she gets cookies and she gets extra water and she gets the little thingies that go in there. Next thing you know, I got a negative $50 balance on my kid's account.
so you can look on PayPal, you can look on there, these parents can talk, they can talk to the principal, and they can figure out how to log in and see what
So you
And
can
see
see the
that number.
balance, but is there a way you can pay your balance online?
Maybe I got it backwards. Okay, so you can see it, but you can't
So
pay.
there's no
That's
option
the
to
difference. So, okay, so, all right.
There's-
I withdraw my question and I return another question. Is there a way that we can, what's hindering us from getting something that
So
does
we've been
that?
working with Sabrina on that. There's a comptroller, you have to write a financial statement of comptroller to adopt that program. We tried to do it through the OSP that the board instituted not too long ago, where you can now go online and pay for your kids' supplies and stuff. PayPal's is exclusive of that, and so it would not work. And so we're working another angle. I know Sabrina's looked at that more than once,
Okay.
to get that where you can do that.
Okay,
Not sure where that is, I have to look.
so you can currently see the debt, but you can't online pay the debt.
Right, you send
Okay.
checks and money orders in cash, but you can't pay it online.
Gotcha. Okay. Thanks, yeah,
Good.
yeah,
Great.
Would be
Any more
ready.
questions?
good,
Amy, great.
Thank you.
cool, thank you.
All right,
Thank you, Mr. Fields, Mr. Dolan,
Helpful.
Chief, your time, whatever.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, Mr. Banks.
Thank
again.
you very much.
So tonight, just a couple of things, go over there, if you'll look at your finance folder, under the board agenda. The first are your financial statements for the 4 primary funds. December was good to us, as you'll see on our property tax, which you've seen before, to help us in our 141 general fund balance. So I submit those just to be spread across for your review. Mr. Chairman, Dr. Cope at Mumford Elementary School has requested authority to apply for a credit card under the school's name. We've done this recently for Brighton High and Austin Key Elementary. You'll see her request specifically in the document in your folder. I would request a motion to approve them to apply for a credit card under Mumford Elementary.
Thank you, Chief. We have a motion to approve that credit card for Mumford Elementary. Motion you ain't second by Mr. Jenkins. Got beat out again. Any questions or concerns or comments? He's on it tonight. He wants to be listening to the minutes next week. Any comments on that or questions or debate? If not, then all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, that concludes my report, unless there be any questions.
Any questions for Chief tonight? Chief, I do have a question. How does the cash receipts stack up for this past month compared to others, do you know, or?
It's looking good. The TISA payment is online with what we would be expecting at this point. Of course, sales tax looks really good. If you notice that, it's at $764,000 this month. And so, of course, property tax came in, and we'll see another B12 shot, so to speak, on property tax in the month of February, which will increase cash balances. Keeping in mind, though, 2 months of payroll, no TISA payments, so that floats us through that time period. But right now, as you can see, our cash balance with the trustee at the end of January was $46 million.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, real quick, what's our first budgeting session? When we need to start working on that? Is that this work session or?
So we'll be at the end of this month work session, we'll start communicating some of those things. We're already preparing the skeleton of the budget. And of course, we've finalized a mid-year review for those amendments as well. Plan to have all that finalized by the March work session.
Yes, sir. All right, fantastic.
So,
Thank you, Chief.
all right, thank you.
Mr. Bennett, capital projects update?
Good evening.
Evening.
Not quite as exciting as it is, maybe getting up here and putting kids in their school, but we are talking about doing stuff at other campuses besides the one over here. So, and I'm just gonna run through this one quite quickly, guys. Because we are in the process where a lot of them have been out secured, and we've got POs pulled, but still waiting on to get some of these things kicked off, so I don't have a lot of firm start dates or completion dates, but all of them are, the contractors have been communicated with, and they understand our challenges and what we got in front of us. Our ALC renovation that you guys approved, that one's being awarded to MPC out of Brighton. They'll be doing that project, that will be concluded before, the end of the school year. We've left that school open with just a few kids that are using that building this semester, so most of that work will be done during normal work hours and not during your breaks and during your weekends and night shifts. So cafeteria tables throughout the district, I'll just run through these. Whoever was slotted to get cafeteria tables, they've already been in, they've already been installed. And I'm sure you guys have heard, and they have made a big improvement in those cafeterias. So Atoka Elementary, we've got I've been told that the playground update is looking to be installed next week. Looks like the weather should be favorable for that, so hopefully that one will come in and go smooth for Atoka Elementary. I haven't moved on the drop-off lighting just yet. That is on my radar for this coming week to get somebody pinned down of what we'll do for that area. It's one behind there, it's really behind Austin P. Brighton Elementary, the cafeterias are completed. The gymnasium, and the repainting of our gymnasium is gonna be awarded to the SRM, which is the Service Master team that we worked with previously. They came in and were able to meet within our pretty strict timeline. We couldn't just open this up because there's so many activities that take place in our gyms. So we had to be very strict as to how long we could give a contractor so they don't get in here and drag it out on their schedule, because we do have some pretty strict schedules in those gymnasiums. So that one, and I've spoke with all of the principals minus Covington High and Mumford High as far as exactly when I can get in there. We push those off to the back end because of their basketball schedules. And we will work those to make sure that we don't fall into the window of graduation in case weather does hit and we have to use those. So that is being taken into consideration as we schedule these. So, again, like I said, Service Master will be doing the gymnasiums. Charger Academy, again, the cafeteria is complete and their gymnasium is being, we're working through the scheduling on the repainting of their gymnasium as well. Drummond's Elementary cafeterias are installed, and they'll give a reminder that they'll be getting their gymnasium repainted as well. Mumford Elementary, the same scope of work. Brighton Middle, we have, one second.
Yeah, I think Brighton Elementary.
Yeah, HVAC, so your Brighton area, I've got Brighton Elementary, Brighton Middle, and Brighton High, all three getting some new HVAC units. We have received all of the units that are at our yard in Brighton, and they will be installed over at spring break. So that's a big, we'll tell you guys, having a new HVAC system takes a lot of worries off of us, especially during what we just went through. And of course, during the summertime, it's nice to keep the kids cool, but, the new HVAC systems are giving us it's giving us an opportunity with my maintenance staff to be able to tackle other projects also. When they're not up there working on 98 model HVACs or 82 model HVACs, if you will, like we took off Drummond, so.
Hey, can I ask you a question real quick to that? So that should put us pretty close to having half of our HVAC units like new.
It should.
Cause we were a third.
We were a
from ESSER.
third with ESSER, right,
Right.
and this here should get us closer to
It's
half.
gonna get us about close to,
And then we're gonna start talking about schools that everyone thinks that they believe to be newer, and that's your Austin P and your Atoka. And if you look, and I'll give you the year that they were built. Atoka is 17 years old, and in the HVAC line, the industry, they'll tell you that they rate those for 10-year lifespans. So right now, I've got several that we're churning on year 7 after the industry standard, if you will. I understand that's not always 10 years, yank them out, but at the end of the day, the industry says 10 years in a commercial application, and I promise you, I've got some 17-year-old units out there.
we have some damaged units from ice that we may be able to get insurance help with. right?
That is one, I'm not really a fan to have to deal with much of the insurance world. However, we did have some ice come off of Austin P and on Brighton Middle that did do some damage to some of our units that we have Luke Glenn in, and he's got an adjuster coming out to see what we can do to get those possibly replaced if that's what they deem necessary or what needs to happen, because it was.
You said that was at Austin P and where?
Austin P and Brighton Middle. Atoka, apparently there was I haven't looked back at the as-built as to why we did. They didn't create the damage at all at Atoka as they did at the other two. I'm assuming it's the newer school, smaller package units maybe. You can still see where the ice fell off and went just beyond. But at Austin P and Brighton Middle, there's some areas that the units, they just took it right on the edge and clipped off some vents and did some internal stuff that I needed someone other than John Paul, put his stamp of approval on it. This is what we need. So though he's capable of, with 19 units sitting there, last he counted at Austin P, that's quite a few units to put stamp of approval lifting that precious cargo every day. So, I'll jump back to my Brighton Middle. Units are delivered, getting installed on, spring break. Still working under warranty at Covington Middle and Covington Elementary, so it's nice having those, really nice kind of having those guys still around as we went through this last little cold spell. They still running contractors through, so every day that we were out trying to chase snow and whatnot, I knew I was getting a pretty solid report over there, cause they had contractors through and, catching any kind of mishaps that came our way. Montford Middle, again, cafeterias are installed, and we're painting the gymnasium there. Brighton High, we have the softball dressing building, should be getting awarded this coming week. The softball fence is completed, so they will have a fence for softball season that's not 5-gallon bucket holes or basketball holes that are at the base of it, so that's exciting. And of course, they've got HVAC replacement coming as well. Covington High, we've got the cafeterias installed, the gymnasium will be repainted, the cafeteria renovation, that one, which would include Covington High and Mumford High, that will also be, Service Master, was gonna be awarded that project as well. And then, we haven't selected the furniture piece that'll go into that one just yet. We wanted to get some of the painting and some of that stuff actually live before Dr. Combs and somebody went in there and picked out exactly how they wanted that to look.
I remember the furniture's gonna be like, like salad bar table and like condiment table and stuff like that. Stainless steel type furniture, not like gonna be couches and stuff in there. And then probably like a microwave table, some things like that.
Trying to get away from the, picnic tables, if you will, the ones that are plastic, break down and tow them up and carry them to the next event.
Now, I will say Covington it's kind of nostalgic now. In the corner, they've got like an old, looks like probably a 1973 teacher desk that they have their microwave set on. So they're probably gonna have a hard time getting that up. Mumford probably has a couple of those too. But I'm just saying, yeah. But we're gonna try to get something a little classier for the microwave.
They've been resourceful, guys, for sure.
Yep,
Don't upscale us too much.
okay. Don't wanna spoil anybody.
Montford High, same scope, we've got the cafeterias that have been installed, cafeteria tables there, repainting the gym, cafeteria reno's coming. Central office, we haven't moved forward with our implement shed yet, but that is something that's coming as we work through these tasks. We put tarps on equipment and stuff during this past break. It's gonna be nice to be able to put our assets, if you will, under something that's not just getting beat up on the day-to-day. So nothing extravagant, but that'll just get placed here in the back. I'm hoping to get that one encumbered this coming week. Just try to get a couple of these other bigger items that were a little bit more attractive in the community underway than we would before we get the shed. We haven't moved on the media center just yet, but we do have funds there for interior and exterior renovations, but that one is coming. The temporary schools, as you've seen, are currently being disassembled after they took a winter blast, if you will. But seems as if they're moving right along and there's activity going up there, and soon they will not be white structures on the hillside any longer, and I won't miss it.
Hunter, for the record,
Yes, sir.
just for the people's knowledge, can you explain why they collapsed?
Yes, so what took place was, guys, we were in the demobilization. We had already left it. We had gone through all of the inventory. We went through, inventoried the furniture, inventoried all the things that we supply as a district. There were some things that were left behind that were teacher purchased, that if they didn't want it, they could leave. We'd discard it, which was there was some stuff that they parted ways. A lot of the furniture that was in the temporary school was repurposed from the tornado, and was replaced, in our contents piece. What we went through and valued what we would send to another district, or to another school within our district. If it was rusted at the bottom, if it was broke chairs, broke desks, chipped off corners, whatnot, that another teacher's not gonna want you to send them their hand-me-downs and their junk, if you will.
Safety hazards.
We reached out to the Boys and Girls Club, and I'm gonna get to your question, but just kind of get to that point.
Sure.
Because I know this was a question as well that was brought up, was about the furniture piece. We had Boys and Girls Club come in and go through and look for some items that they wanted. Their kids felt the need to pass that along if they felt the need, to use it. And alongside, Covington PD went through and found some stuff cause they're also working out of they've got a site there at the Boys and Girls Club. So they came through and looked for a couple of items or whatnot. There were some things, Sherry, that we were throwing away a bunch of good furniture. I can assure you guys that it was not furniture that you guys would have wanted in your district. You would have asked, why are we sending these chip desks? And you flip them over and they got bubble gum all over them, and the bottoms of the feet are rusted and whatnot. So I guess if I can, to squash the rumor that we threw away a bunch of good furniture, I would like to ease all of y'all's mind that we didn't hastily just go through and just say, oh, we don't want that anymore, get rid of it.
The good furniture we saved.
The good furniture we did save, and as a matter of fact, we still don't have enough stores to really keep as much of the stuff that we really wanted to keep. But we did find ways to stick it in nooks and crannies, if you will, to be able to disperse. And if any of your teachers have any issues with their furniture or whatnot, tell them to get with the principals, fill out a furniture request. Jamie works closely in my office, and that falls right under her responsibility. And she has a tight budget, which as budget season comes up, we can revisit, because I'm sure there's a lot of principals that would like to see newer furniture in theirs, and y'all can decide how y'all want to disperse that. But it is a tight budget district-wide to be able to go in and update as much as everyone would like. But I can see with people wanting newer stuff, and that's gonna come with a healthier budget. So we have housed, if teachers want it, tell me with the principal, send it up, it gets evaluated, what do we have in stock, what's available in the budget. So it's not a closed door, just no, you're not getting it, your stuff's good, but it's not I wanna think for our district, correct me if I'm wrong, Billy, is it 50,000 district-wide for furniture annually? Is that what's currently sits in the line item? Seems like a lot if you get to go spend it on your house.
Nowhere.
Not very far if you're gonna buy a bunch of desks and stuff that you're gonna house an entire school district. So as we discuss budgets in the next work session, it might be something you kick around and see how do you help that one out to help your staff out or help your areas.
I do appreciate that explanation from Hunter, because that's very thorough. I mean, I do want to reinforce, remember, the good furniture that was in that building was pulled out and it is in the warehouse. We have it. So the good stuff, if teachers need furniture, they can get with their principal, and just like we always do, it cycles through that warehouse and we get them furniture, right? So we did not throw away new stuff. Number one, that's stupid. We didn't do that. But number two, we put it in there so that we can reuse it and put it in the schools where we need it. Now, but the garbage was thrown away. It was garbage.
Correct, and it was in the scope of work for the contractor, because I do have a maintenance department that needs to be working on the maintenance of our buildings, and I put the scope of work to haul off the remainder of the furniture that was left in the school to be hauled off by said contractor awarded the job. So, yes, it was the contractor's responsibility to throw away. He may have deemed it that he thought it was great, but he can go do what he wants to with it. We deemed it was not, and I can assure you that, guys, you would not have wanted to sit to a Brighton school or a Mumford school, and I wasn't sending it up to Charter Academy. I mean, it wasn't suitable for what we expect to go into our building.
How about the collapse?
So the collapsing piece, sorry for that long-winded explanation that you didn't ask for.
That was good. That was gonna be your question anyway, so no, go ahead.
Well, but there's just been a series of events that gets to the fall. So we reached out to Sunbelt, hey guys, we're getting ready to do the interior demolition. So at that point, they engaged internally. You have a structures division and you have an HVAC division, and you have many other divisions under Sunbelt's umbrella. They don't really communicate. They're working on different P&Ls. They may wear Sunbelt colors, but they're totally different identities on paper, and they don't work in the same offices, or a lot of times they work in the same city, but not on the same campus. HVAC's division and the structures division agreed that the HVAC needed to be moved, so the structures division could get in there and remove panels to allow the demo contractor access for equipment. So they came and removed all of our, I don't know if you guys remember, but the whole back side of that was nothing but HVAC and all equipment to keep us heat, hot and cool, and electricity. All of that was pulled 2.5 weeks prior to the storm. Zero heat. Matter of fact, doors, access points double the size of this wall, just straight outside. And so, no heat, no power, zero, there's zero power on site. And so, snow comes, we had a good warning, and long story short, it could not, there's no heat to melt. to melt the product off, and so, I did receive a call, so it collapsed, the elementary school. I did receive a call from a Sunbelt rep, he wanted to discuss it, had some questions for me. I just assured him I'd be glad to discuss whoever they wanted to send over, if it was an attorney, if it was their corporate office, whoever they wanted to discuss how we got here. And if there was some emails that I was shared about a year and a half ago on how to address the snow on their building, I'd be glad to share that with their with their legal counsel. And if they wanted to rack up a bunch of attorney bills, I'm comfortable that we will not be responsible for any of it. I hadn't heard back. So, and I know that they're up there moving. And Barry with Sunbelt, he appreciated my reminder of the instructions we were given whenever we had snow a year and a half ago, or 2 years ago. And, the fact that Sunbelt came and removed our heat source. Sunbelt could have kept heat source on site, so that was kind of a shut door. He just wanted to bounce off the feelings of how I felt it could be potentially handled. Where they wouldn't have to handle anything, it would just be essentially for us to deal with.
And Hunter's being very professional in his explanation, so, you know, what they said was, 2 years ago, we had this issue, we had all this snowfall, number one, we had the heat, and we said, look, we just wanna make sure we're leasing this thing for you. We wanna make sure the snow's coming, it's gonna get heavy up there, we know there's a certain amount of weight this thing's supposed to hold, wanna make sure we're doing this right, what's your explanation? And they said, just get you a good stiff bristle broom, that'll take care of it. So.
That's in an email.
That's in an
I was
email.
That'd have been like,
So Hunter,
that's what my.
so Hunter and his crew and the scissor lift and yours truly got out there during that time and started working, cause you can't see how to do it. So I stood up on the hill videoing Hunter while he's pushing up so we can see what we're doing, because you can't see which parts you cleared and which you haven't from underneath the, the building. Of course, the heat's running, we got all that rolling. We had extra heaters on the downspouts to keep those things thawed out so it would run out, right? So yeah, there's a process to keeping that due, but when we owned it, we kept it under control.
Yeah,
But
we want to
that's
make
the
sure
thing.
that we're clear to the community,
Correct.
is that there was never a hazard there
No,
from
no,
our
no,
safety
no,
standpoint, because the
No.
reason why it collapsed was because the snow load was too much.
snow
reason
load
we had
was
snow
too-
load was because we didn't have any heat, nor were we maintaining it. So
That is correct.
I wanna make sure that that's well known, is that there's a reason why it collapsed, absolutely. It would be like any other building that has a snow load that it can't withstand, but we would never let that get to that position.
No, it was, and it was communicated, I mean, like I said, they were aware that the same storm was coming, that we all lived through, and there was no precautions on their end, and they gave no precautions while we were under contract with them, and they didn't show up whenever the next wave came, and now they have experience on what to do next time, so.
Thank you, sir.
But again, like I told him, I said, well, here's the truth of the matter is this, y'all have a mess to clean up, and the longer it sits there, it looks bad on both of us. So it'd be nice if y'all hurry up every chance you get. That's how that was how that conversation was left, so. But no, it did not fall, but I'll be honest, it set through some pretty severe storms while we actually had it, while it was while we had it under rent, I mean, so.
Well, thank you.
Well, thank
Do you
y'all.
have any questions or anything, or anything for Mr. Bennett?
I appreciate you
All right,
guys,
thank
and
you
look
for the
forward
update.
to budget season and how we're gonna continue to build this capital improvement project.
You gonna come jingling your cup next time?
I look forward to it.
Thank you, thank you. Dr. Combs, you have anything else? Other
No,
business?
sir, I'm good, man.
Board, you have anything else? Mr. Brent, you have anything? Good to see you.
Yes,
Good to
sir.
have you here. Everybody good?
Want to give a shout out to, the chaperone for Mr. Jason tonight. Brought him all the way out here. Bodyguard, chaperone.
you going?
Both? Little boat, okay.
Later.
Yeah.
Caretaker.
She said you
All
didn't even
things.
fuss. She said you didn't even fuss about her driving.
They said better not.
Y'all have anything? Yeah, we good? Thank y'all. We have a motion to adjourn. Motion by Mr. Edwards, second by Mr. Lavelle. You got it that time. Hey, Fred, you got it. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Adjourned. Thank you.